Hi, this is Reed. I'm going to take a couple minutes to show you how Language Corpus works. At this point on my screen, I've already signed up. I indicated that I was learning German, and I've logged in. So when I first get to the screen, it shows me how many recordings I have. At this point, there's 164 for German. Shows me that I've listened to 0 and I've mastered 0. I haven't listened to any yet, so nothing surprising there. It also shows you how many total vocabulary words there are. These are unique words. And then how many of those you've indicated that you know. So once again, I haven't done anything yet, so I'm starting off at 0. Then I see recommended recordings, and as I scroll down, once I have some favorites, I'll see these here. 5 random recordings, some longer recordings, and then any that I've mastered. Once I'm starting to master some, those will show up there. So for now, I'm just going to go into one of the recordings to get to a recording page. So you'll see some newbie hints. You can favorite it by clicking on the star. I'll go ahead and do that just to show you how it works. So now this is going to be my favorites whenever we go back to the list. The language is German. To get back to the language, I'll just click on German. But also I have a link to the speaker and a link to the topic. This speaker has 9 recordings. Also, it just so happens that the topic has 9 recordings. So when I click on the speaker page, these are all the recordings by this speaker. And similarly, when I go to the topic page, these are all the speakers who talk about this particular topic. So these are different speakers talking about this one topic. So for now, I'm just going to go back to my recording. I'm going to play this. Okay, so I get a rating for this. I'm going to rate it as a 6. Oops. And then I get a thank you once I've done that. And now I can work on this. You can actually do it in whatever order you want. You can look at the transcript and vocabulary before, during, or after listening to it. But here's the German transcript of what we just listened to. Because when I signed up, I said my first language was English. The English translation will show up at the top. But you see there's other translations here that we offer. Then also we have a vocabulary word list. These are the vocabulary words that show up in the recording. And because I've said that my first language is English, I will see the English translation here. Also, as I work through these recordings, I can mark off vocabulary words that I know. Let's say I know these already. And when I do that, the system remembers that. And so next time I come back to this recording, it won't show me those words anymore. Actually, for any recording I go to, it won't show me those words because I already know them. That way, with each new recording, I could just focus on those words that I don't know yet. With the with the vocabulary, I also have a count how many times the word appears in this recording, and then also how many times the word appears in all the recordings. So I can click here, this particular word appears in 12 recordings, so I can click on that 12. This then takes me to all of the recordings that this particular word occurs in. So now I go back to the recording I was on. I have my vocabulary words. The ones I've marked off are gone now because I left the page and came back. I have my translation that I can look at. I can review this. And the idea over time is you want to listen to these recordings multiple times over multiple days and eventually get to where you master it. So you rate it a 10 and it shows up on your master list. But for now, I'm going to go back to German. And now it says I've listened to 1, I've mastered 0. It says I know 4 vocabulary words because I marked off that I know 4. So making some progress there, I guess. I now have one of my recently listened to, still have my recommended, and now in my favorites, I also have one there. I did not favorite the speaker, although I could have, so I don't have any favorite speakers at this point. Nothing mastered. So yeah, I'm going through, I'm listening to recordings, I'm getting comprehensible input. Our recommendation engine, as it learns more about what you know, will guide you toward the recordings that make the most sense for you to get you that comprehensible input that you'll need to most excel in learning German. And yeah, so you do that over and over, and just growing your listening comprehension, and then just in your overall German. I'm gonna go back to the dashboard for a second. Here, I signed up for German, but with an account, you can actually access any language we have. So I'm gonna go to Spanish also, just to show you that. So this takes me to the Spanish page. Once again, you see the number of recordings, you see the vocabulary words, and it works the same way. So you can, most people I'm guessing will just spend their time on one language. However, somebody who likes a lot of different languages or just is interested in comparing different languages and how they sound and such, you can just play around and go to all the ones you want and then end up back on the one that you're focused on. Also, here, I don't have the Spanish and French that I searched for showing up on my dashboard. However, if I started listening to those recordings and rating them on how well I understood them, then they would show up here as well on my languages I'm following list. But for now, I have German, and I just keep working on this, and through that will significantly improve my German, in particular my listening comprehension over time. And yeah, so my name is Reed again. Please contact us if you have any questions or comments. The Contact Us link is at the bottom of every page in our system. And I hope that this will serve you well. And we're just looking forward to improving it more and more over time. And your feedback will be key to that. Thanks a lot.